Well, I'd like to take you back 2 or 3 years. Back to the jungles of Argentina. Back to that hut where Gabrielle gave birth to Max's child. You were there, weren't you?
Yes.
What happened that day?
I delivered her baby.
And after that? Did she want to keep the baby?
No. No, she didn't. She said it would bring too much shame on her family.
Ah. But you offered her a solution, a way out of her dilemma.
I offered to bring her baby back with me. I know the perfect American couple who could take your baby.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Well, I did help give birth to him, and Gabrielle, I love him already. I love him so much. I'm sure that's why I'm so upset at the thought of you just giving him away.
Well, this would be the perfect solution. I mean, maybe it was intended.
Yeah, intended.
Fate. Somehow, somewhere, Max was meant to have a child with you. Perhaps not yours and his, but his and mine. The real natural father and stepmother, the woman that he loves so much. Dina, you and your husband raised my child.
But you lied to her, didn't you?
No. But I didn't tell her the whole truth.
No. Well, what was the truth? Were you married to Max Holden?
No.
No. But you let your friend believe that you and Max were going to raise her child. Now, and you also wanted to take the baby back with you back into this country. And you practically ripped the baby out of Gabrielle's arms, didn't you?
No, I didn't. She willingly gave me that baby.
But you deceived her. You desperately wanted to bring that baby back. Now, why?
Because I thought I'd lost my baby. And I wanted that baby so bad. I wanted a family, and I wanted my husband back.
Well, you got him back. Why don't you tell us how you did it?
I pretended that that baby was ours. Cord's in mine.
It'll be perfect. He's going to meet me at Max's place for lunch, and we're going to have the food and the wine and the candlelight, and when the moment is right, I'll pop the question. You don't waste any time, do you? Hell no, I'm going to strike while the iron is hot.
So Mrs. Roberts was the defendant, upset that she had to give up her baby.
Object. Sustained. Will you rephrase the question, Mr. Russell?
Of course. What was, in your opinion, the defendant's state of mind at the time?
She was upset, of course. She loved that baby.
Because she thought the baby was born out of love. Out of the love that she thought Max Holden had for her.
Object. Sustained. Mr. Russell, please refrain from putting words in the witness's mouth.
Yes. Mrs. Roberts, did Gabrielle ever tell you how she felt about Max Holden?
She wanted him to love her. But he didn't. And he made that very clear when he left Argentina.
And she still loved him, right?
Desperately.
Desperately. Exactly. Desperately. Because out of this woman's desperation, she did what no woman in her right mind would do. She gave up her only child for the love of Max Holden.
And that's an objection, Your Honor. Yes, clearly addressing the jury. Sustained.
Your Honor, I only have one more question. Mrs. Roberts, when Gabrielle handed the baby to you, would you say that she was at the end of her rope?
I think she was happy that Max was going to raise their child, but yeah, I think she'd pretty much given up hope.
Because she gave her baby to the man that she loved, but Max didn't love her.
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions.
Sorry. I didn't realize how much you suffered because of me. I'm sorry. God, I'm sorry. It was okay.
Just a minute, Mrs. Roberts. I'm not finished with you yet. Before you get the mistaken impression that this court is through with you, Mrs. Roberts, I think it's only fair to warn you that in addition to the possibility of holding you in contempt of court, I intend to discuss with the district attorney the possibility of bringing criminal charges against you.
Why? Just because I won't tell what Gabrielle was holding over me?
No, because you engaged in a conspiracy with the defendant. We'll take a short recess before final summations begin.
All rise.
Mr. O, can we get your reaction?
I'll
Come on,
take care of
yes.
it. I'll talk to you outside.
I just want to brief talk.
I wish I could wipe the pain away just as easy.
It's all these memories. Giving birth to us, and you weren't coming back.
It's all in the past. What matters is that I'm here now.
You won't abandon me again. Please promise me that you'll visit me in prison.
You are not going to prison.
Oh, God. Come off it. This jury's not gonna let me out. All my hopes, all my dreams, they're gone.
Excuse me, I'd like to talk to Mr. Callison for a second.
All right, I'll get back to you on that. All right. Yeah.
What is going on here, Herb? You told me that Tina wasn't the one who was on trial here.
That was not my intention.
Oh, the hell it wasn't.
Wait a minute. I had no idea Carlin was going to come down that hard. Did you know that Tina had been blackmailed? Cord!
Yeah. But if I knew that something like this was going to happen, Herb, there's no way I would have let Tina honor that subpoena.
Yes, you realize that if I'd known about the blackmail, I might have been able to convince the judge to grant her immunity. Without that knowledge, I was helpless. And now Tina compounds the problem by refusing to answer his questions.
Well, you kept telling me that Gabrielle was the one who was on trial here, not Tina.
Listen to me. All Carlin wanted out of her was the reason Gabrielle was able to blackmail. He didn't come down hard on her until she refused to answer.
And now he wants you to bring criminal charges against her.
Yes, Cord, that's right. And if he wants to take this to the wall, he could very easily get enough public support to pressure me into having to go along with it.
This is perfect.
Right. Now, of course, if Tina would step forward and just explain this blackmail, maybe this wouldn't be necessary.
Herb, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Oh, Tina.
Herb, let me talk to Tina for a second, all right?
Yeah, sure.
Look, don't try to talk me out of it, okay? I'm not going to tell anybody what Gabrielle was holding over me.
Tina, you're going to go in there, you're going to talk to the judge, and you're going to tell him the truth.
Great, then you and Asa can go to prison. Look, I can't let that happen, all right? I did something wrong here, so if somebody has to go to prison, I guess it's going to be me.
Fine. Herb, can you get me in there to talk to the judge?
What for?
Because this entire thing is turning into a nightmare. I want to end it once and for all. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to tell him about the blackmail.
Cord, no, don't.
Tina, it's done, all right? I'm going in there, I'm going to talk to the man. It's your one chance of getting out of this. Let's go, Herb.
Cord, no!